The 2020 MLB draft just got finished just a few days ago. Congrats to Spencer Torkelson, the #1 overall pick by the Detroit Tigers. So because of that, today's video is going to be all about the #1 picks. Over the last decade, a lot of great players have been drafted #1 overall. So today's video is going to be the top 5 #1 overall draft picks from MLB over the last decade. Let's get into it. Be sure that if you like this video, you give it a big old thumbs up. That is the #1 way to tell YouTube's algorithms that this is valued content. And if you're new here, make sure to smash that subscribe button, get in that comment section, and join the team. Let's have a conversation. Let's chop it up. So number 5 is going to be a Detroit Tiger as well. It's going to be Casey Mize, selected in the 2018 MLB entry draft by the Detroit Tigers as well. He is an excellent pitcher with a lot of upside. The card I'm going to be focusing on, just because he hasn't yet entered the big leagues yet, he hasn't had his debut, is going to be his Bowman first. He's a very promising pitcher, and actually in his very first AA game ever, he pitched a no-hitter. Some prospects say that he has a dominant splitter accompanied by a very, very nice mid-90s fastball with movement. His biggest issue, though, is that he needs to stay healthy. He has gotten shut down by the team already, but my number 5 pick has got to be Casey Mize. Just think, with Torkelson and Mize, who knows, in the next couple of years, maybe they can get things back in the right direction. You got to be very, very happy if you're a Tigers fan on the future of the team. Next up, the number 4 player on the list, the top 5 #1 overall draft picks the last decade, is going to be Aiden Richmond. Aiden Richmond was drafted just last year, so obviously, no, he hasn't seen his major league debut, but it is definitely coming up. He is the Orioles' very top prospect. He's in the top 5 prospects in baseball. His 2019 Bowman Chrome is going to be the one that I'm going to be focusing on here. And a Baseball America article said that he is the best prospect since Bryce Harper. That is huge praise. He's a very offensive-minded catcher like Ivan Rodriguez and Buster Posey he's been compared to. I'm really excited for the Orioles. Obviously, not a lot has been very positive for them over the last couple of years, but you know, maybe they make a trade. Who knows? This pick back in 2019 was definitely a step in the right direction. He is a very exciting player, and I definitely look forward to seeing how his career pans out. Next up is a guy on the Houston Astros that probably not a lot of people are going to like. It's going to be Carlos Correa. Despite what happened in 2017, this guy is still very good. Obviously, he's had some injuries kind of bite him, but other than that, I mean, he's still a very, very good pick. The 2015 Topps Update Series number 174 is the card that I'm focusing on here. You can get the PSA 10 for right around $35. You can get the raw for right around $5 to $10. Of course, be careful with those raws. You have to make sure when you're buying on the internet that they're in tip-top condition. Make sure to ask your sellers for pictures. Most good sellers will give you pictures to check out, so that is definitely something I highly, highly recommend when you're buying raw cards on the internet. Don't just send the money. Ask for a couple pictures, and usually, again, the good sellers are going to give you additional pictures. Correa is a Rookie of the Year, an All-Star, and yes, a World Series champion. And it doesn't seem like the MLB is going to be doing anything about that World Series championship. Either way it goes, I'm really high on Carlos Correa as an individual player still, even though he's had some injury issues and that World Series might not be as great as some of the other World Series. But Carlos Correa has got to be the number 3 guy on the list. Drafted back in 2011 by the Pittsburgh Pirates, it's got to be Gerrit Cole. Gerrit Cole is my number 2 pick for the top 5 #1 overall picks over the last decade. The card I'm going to be focused on here is the 2013 Topps Update Series number 150. It is his true rookie. It is the PSA 10. They go for about $55 to $75. Very swingy on this card. They don't sell too terribly often because, again, as you probably all know, pitchers in the hobby are not very expensive, nor are they very coveted, but he has proven time and time again with his 3 All-Star appearances and his ERA title that he is a beast. He is going to win a Cy Young at some point. And if he continues his trajectory, I definitely believe that he will be a Hall of Famer. He's on the Yankees. That only explodes his popularity of his card. I'm really excited to see where his prices go. But the Gerrit Cole number 150 is going to be the number 2 pick on the list. And last but not least, 2010, exactly 10 years ago, exactly 1 decade ago, barely making the cut. It's none other than Bryce Harper. Now, I know that Bryce Harper is a very polarizing player. You either love him, you either hate him. Personally, I love him. I love how he plays with a tenacity and a fire and a passion. I know that, you know, he's not everyone's cup of tea, but for me, he's proving his worth. You want to talk about his batting average. You want to talk about everything, that how he's garbage and how he's not living up to the money that he's got. But personally, he had over 100 RBI. He's a beast. His slugging percentage and his OPS are through the roof and right on par with the other superstars in the MLB. He's already an MVP, a 6-time All-Star. He won the Rookie of the Year and a Silver Slugger. You got to give it to Bryce Harper. Give credit where credit is due. He bat flips, he fights, he punches his own teammates, but even with all that said, he's going to be my number 1 first overall draft pick in the last decade. I definitely think his prices are extremely underpriced. They're about $100 or so for the one that I'm going after, which is the Topps 661 Harper front leg up. So that's the one that I'm going after. It's a good one, and he does have another one that is like $1,000, so I'm definitely not going after that one. But you can find the raw ones for much cheaper, closer to the $20 to $40 range. I'm really excited about Bryce Harper's future. He's committed to the Phillies, and he's going to be a Philly basically forever unless they decide to trade him way later in his career. But Bryce Harper has to be the number 1 pick for my number 1 pick video. All right, so just to recap, number 5 is going to be Casey Mize, the 7th ranked prospect in all of baseball. Number 4 is going to be Aiden Richmond, the Orioles hyped up catching prospect. Again, he has comparisons to Bryce Harper from Baseball America. That is huge. Number 3, Carlos Correa. Say what you want about him. You either love him if you're in Houston or you hate him if you're anywhere else. But he is a good talent. All we've got to worry about on his prices of his cards, in my opinion, is if he can stay healthy and if he can kick the stigma of that 2017 World Series team. Number 2, Gerrit Cole. He throws flamethrowers. He's on the Yankees. He's an ERA leader. Like I said, I do believe that he will win a Cy Young at some point. So I'm really excited about Gerrit Cole, even though pitchers in the hobby, again, aren't really all that hyped up or expensive. And then number 1, Bryce Harper. This guy, again, since 16 years old, he was hitting ham sandwiches over the wall at Tropicana Field. He was on Sports Illustrated whenever he was like 15. He's a generational talent in my mind, and the number 1 deserving pick for the top 5 number 1 overall picks of the last decade. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you've made it this far and haven't yet subscribed, make sure to do that. Smash that subscribe button, get in that comment section and join the team. And of course, like the video. Make sure that YouTube knows this is valued content so we can keep charging towards 1,500 subscribers. The growth on the channel recently has been incredible. I thank you all. If you guys have any suggestions of videos you want me to do next, let me know. Drop them in the comments section. I just did a poll. You guys overwhelmingly said you wanted a baseball video, so I delivered for you guys. I hope you guys did enjoy it. Keep cracking packs, keep collecting, and until tomorrow, I will see you in the next one.